Lewis Hamilton and Ferrari is a partnership that has been speculated many times over the years, but it has never come to fruition. But could it be about to come true, as reports have surfaced that Ferrari have approached Hamilton to try and sign him for 2024. This speculation has come during a time where Hamilton's future is unclear, as he's currently in talks with Mercedes over a potential new deal, with his current contract running out at the end of this year. These rumours have got everybody talking. Could Hamilton really leave Mercedes after all these years, after all the success that they've enjoyed together, and decide that he wants to end his career at Ferrari, trying to help them get back to championship glory and win a record-breaking 8th World Championship in the famous red overalls? Some of the details around the approach that Ferrari has made to Hamilton is a little bit unclear, but reportedly they have offered him £40 million per year, which I'm guessing will be at least on a 2-year deal. Ferrari's chairman, John Elkann, has apparently sat down with Hamilton to discuss negotiations over a potential contract, and it seems that if this deal was to happen, there are 2 possible outcomes. The first and most likely outcome is that Hamilton would join Ferrari as teammate to Charles Leclerc, with Ferrari having this vision to kind of create a dream team, with Hamilton bringing all of his championship pedigree, experience and expertise to the team, and being partnered with Charles Leclerc, who is one of the most talented and fastest drivers on the grid. But there is also a chance of another scenario playing out, which would see both of them be part of a potential swap deal, that would see Hamilton go to Ferrari and Leclerc go the other way to Mercedes. All of this talk around Ferrari approaching Hamilton with an offer to drive for them next year has only really surfaced because Hamilton, as it stands, is a free agent for 2024, as he's yet to sign a new contract with Mercedes. But at the moment he is in negotiations and discussions with Mercedes to try and agree a new deal. Toto Wolff is obviously the person that Lewis sits down with to discuss signing a new contract, and Toto has actually admitted himself that this process isn't comfortable because of the close relationship, the close bond that he's enjoyed with Lewis after all the success that they've had together all these years. But nevertheless, he is confident that a deal can be reached and Lewis will re-sign with Mercedes beyond 2023. This is not the first time that Hamilton has obviously been linked with a move to Ferrari during his career. But the last time that these rumours were really serious was at the end of 2019, when Hamilton did not deny that he met twice with Ferrari during that year to discuss maybe joining them in the future, as he was in the process of trying to work out how he wanted to see out his time in F1. It's actually interesting looking back at some of the comments that Hamilton has made over the years whenever a switch to Ferrari has been rumoured. And going back a couple of years to 2021, Hamilton actually admitted that joining Ferrari would be a dream move, but he could never quite grasp as to why it had never materialised during his career. But on the other hand, Hamilton has always been open about how much Mercedes means to him as a team and a brand, and the journey that they've been on together. You've got to remember that Hamilton has driven in over 300 Grand Prix, and all the cars that he's driven have been powered by a Mercedes engine. So to suddenly turn your back and walk away from an organisation that you've been closely associated with for so many years would naturally be a difficult decision, especially when you have to consider that they have also had so much success together. More recently, Lewis has spoken about how Mercedes feels like his home and how he kind of yearns to be associated with them long after he retires. And I think that this could tie into why he is yet to sign a new deal with Mercedes. I think that he could be pushing for some sort of advisory ambassadorial role in the future, maybe even a management position where he could have a minor stake in Mercedes. But I don't think we should be too alarmed that Lewis is yet to sign a new deal at Mercedes, but the talks do seem to be dragging on, because we've seen this play out in the past in Hamilton's previous contract negotiations where they do go on for months and months. There's been times when he's only reached an agreement just before the start of the season, and Lewis is pretty relaxed about these sort of things. He doesn't really get fazed if it takes a while for contracts to be signed. So I think that if contract negotiations don't go as swimmingly as Hamilton is expecting or hoping for, and he doesn't get everything that he's asking for on this new contract, that will probably be the only real deciding factor in why he decided to leave Mercedes and join Ferrari to end his career. Apart from the obvious romanticism in the move, it's naturally a move that any driver, if they had the opportunity to do so, would love to take. And there's no doubt that the prospect of Hamilton and Ferrari joining forces is a really exciting one. It's something that a lot of people would love to see happen. But the more I think about it, the more I just don't see it making sense for Hamilton to make the switch to Ferrari, particularly at this time, because we know just how much Lewis wants to win that record-breaking 8th World Championship. And I just don't see how, with Ferrari the way it is at the moment, is going to be able to offer him the chance to win a World Championship in the short term. Because at the moment, with Fred Vasseur having only joined as team principal at the start of the season, he's in the process of building the foundations to turn Ferrari back into a World Championship winning team. Ferrari is obviously still hurting for the way that it was unable to sustain its championship challenge in 2022, and the fact that it is now struggling at the start of this year. And I think with Mercedes obviously making changes to its technical team, bringing back James Allison as its technical director, and it looks like it's going to make significant changes to its car concept from Monaco onwards. You'd have to say that if Lewis was to walk into Ferrari, he'd be in a much weaker position than he would be if he were to stay at Mercedes. That should be the ultimate reasoning why Hamilton should not consider joining Ferrari, as exciting as that move would be, because there is no guarantee that they can offer him a car that can challenge for race victories, let alone a world championship. If these reports do turn out to be true and Ferrari is serious about trying to tempt Hamilton to join the team, it would feel very similar in how they managed to persuade Michael Schumacher to join them in the mid-90s, and ultimately how that went on to become one of the greatest dynasties in Formula 1 history. But when Schumacher joined Ferrari, he was just 27 and had just won back-to-back world championships with Benetton. Whereas on the other hand, Hamilton is now approaching 40 and hasn't won a world championship since 2020, so time is definitely not on his side. I think that even though Mercedes got their last two cars so badly wrong since the start of the new regulations at the beginning of 2022, Hamilton fully trusts everybody at Mercedes and trusts the process. He is as convinced as they are that if they stick to a certain path, they will return to winning ways. It is obvious that if Hamilton was to join Ferrari, it would be an amazing story for Formula 1. But Ferrari does not need Hamilton, and Hamilton certainly does not need Ferrari right now. This is a partnership that just would not be the right fit at this moment in time. So what are your opinions on this? Do you think that Lewis Hamilton should make the move to Ferrari, or do you think he should stay put at Mercedes, or even do you think he should retire? Be sure to let me know in the comments. Also, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe on this video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.